live. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on another episode of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is author and actress Michelle Bowser.
Hello.
Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining us on Dan-A-Plooza.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. For those watching and future watching, Michelle is an author and actress. Please check out the social medias, Desk Clerk Facebook page. Also check out Michelle Bowser author page for all of her amazing books and her acting credits. I know that you could see some of the trailers on YouTube as far as Desk Clerk and Midnight, so make sure to follow and check all those things out. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, can you tell me, because of the pandemic that we've been through, were you impacted at all as an author?
Yes. It good and bad.
Okay.
Good is I had more time to write.
Yes.
Bad as in wasn't very inspired or motivated and couldn't get out to any shows to, meet and greets and things like that.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to find more time to write, but it does damper when we can't meet the people who appreciate us due to restrictions. We have a comment right now from the chat. Thanks for watching, Sir Matt the cat that likes to dance a lot. He's one of our regulars. So thank you for saying hello to me and Michelle. Appreciate it, Matt. So did you kind of feel like, because I think of like one of the classic movies and everything, when you're kind of kept in quarantine, did you think of kind of like The Shining? Like, because you were like stuck, like writing.
Definitely. I'm sure Tanya and Joey Medea. I know you know
Yes.
them. My friend Tanya, she called to check on me a few times because I was writing. It was wintertime, and I was in my basement, huddled up near the fireplace, the wood stove, and writing late into the night and yelling at things. And she would call me and be like, "Are you okay? I haven't heard from you in a while." I'm fine. Going a little Jack Torrance, but I'll be okay.
Yes. Yes. So I think that's great that you were able to accomplish quite a bit, with the given circumstances. Did you have a favorite book or maybe chapter or anything that you wrote during that time? Was there a special project that you worked on?
Well, I worked on both Midnight. We actually made Midnight during the pandemic, which was not an easy thing to do because it was scheduled, and then I wrote The Blackwell Mirror entirely. Wow. So I got those two things done.
That's great. And as far as the book, is that available for people to purchase now?
Yes, it's available in hardback, and I think I have
hardback
and paperback.
Yep.
And soon it will be available in audio as well.
Oh, very, very cool. Is it through Amazon, or did I have to buy it through a store?
You can get it at Amazon. You could get it at any Barnes & Noble, online, anywhere where they sell books. It's Burning Bulb Publishing, so you could get it directly from Burning Bulb website or Amazon or anywhere pretty much that they sell books.
So if you guys are looking for a good read, you can pick up that book. Can you tell us a little bit maybe more like about the book so people can kind of know a little bit of the backstory if they're interested?
It's got something for everybody. There are vampires, there are
Ooh.
clowns, there are crazy preachers, small town shenanigans, other dimensions and universes, pretty much everything. It's an adventure. There's a girl that finds a mirror in an abandoned carnival
Oh.
that leads to other dimensions.
Oh, wow. Man, I love that you took the classic kind of like carnival. We've seen that sometimes in shows. I remember seeing it in a television show, Are You Afraid of the Dark, where they had an episode of a carnival. Did you think of that idea of having that carnival, or were you inspired by any kind of show or movie?
I love all kinds of just carnivals and circuses and clowns, sort of the creepy things like that, but even also the fun sides of those things. Yeah, and I described it. Melissa St. Giles did the cover for this, and I described Creepy Carnival, and then she did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
she did a great job to really get the vibe across.
Exactly. I was gonna say maybe even with Carnival, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, with your clown mixture.
I like that movie.
It really is. It really is the best. Do you have a favorite scene from that movie?
I don't know if I have a favorite scene from the movie. And it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I like it. I like the little gun. And I saw that they were selling them at
Spirit.
the Halloween store.
Yes.
I had to get one. It was too cute.
I enjoy the episode or the part with the clown where the biker says, "Are you gonna knock my block off?" And he comes with the boxing gloves and he starts punches it right off. That's probably one of my favorite scenes because I love that it's the put him up moment.
I like the sarcastic sheriff, actually.
Oh yeah, Mooney is he's definitely quite the character, especially when he becomes a puppet of the clown too. Such a great classical movies. Oh, thanks, Matt, for quoting. Yes, that line is a good line. What are you gonna do with those pies, boys? Yes, when they throw it at the. It's a great line, Matt. I agree 100%. Also, for folks, I have also picked up one of Michelle's books. It is The Hags of Black County. So if you are interested also kind of with clowns, can you talk, because I've looked through it, can you talk a little bit about the backstory of this book?
It's basically, again, small town shenanigans. It's a little more comedic bizarro. There are clowns. Clowns are like livestock in the story. People own clowns, and
Oh, wow.
but there's a rabies outbreak, and then there's also a zombie outbreak. So there's the rabid zombie clown apocalypse.
That will be a lot to entail because I know there are some people who are afraid of clowns. So an undead clown, oh my, that's. And it also brings to mind, I think of the undead clown in from Zombieland. So
yeah, these clowns don't they don't talk too much. They're more like animals than people.
Okay, that's good.
But the people aren't, the kind of people you'd want to know either.
Oh, okay. They're not regular good Joes, They're some shady.
There is a character named Joe. It sort of follows his descent into madness.
Oh no!
Being in this town.
Oh my. So which one of your books is is most popular, you would say? with your fans?
That depends, because I have most of them are Bizarro, but Desk Clerk is not really Bizarro at all.
Mm-hmm.
That one's kind of more popular all the way around because it's just comedy, so everybody likes comedy.
Yep. Dave. Oh, we got some more comments on here. Comments are kind of blowing up tonight.
Hi,
Hello.
Mark.
Hi, Mark. Appreciate you watching the show, Mark. So, now, was it kind of hard for you to go from author to actress, or did you always kind of have a background with acting?
No, I didn't. The first thing I was ever in was My Uncle John is a Zombie. I had a little bit part in that. My publisher
Okay.
was heavily involved in that, and he asked me if I wanted to get involved. And I was mostly behind the scenes for that one, but I did have a little part as Maria Zombie,
Ah, very cool.
who funnily enough, is taking an acting class to become an actress. She's a zombie, and the premise in that movie is that the zombies are kind of gaining some function back and
Ah,
trying to re-enter society, and it's comedic, not going well. And then we decided to turn Desk Clerk into a movie.
oh, wow.
And since it's based on an actual job that I had working in a hotel, I worked in a hotel for like 2 years, the midnight
Oh,
shift.
my.
It was the worst job I ever had. And I thought, how can I get those 2 years of my life back? So I wrote a book about it. And then we decided to turn it into a movie. So I was
Oh, wow.
I was the desk clerk in the movie. I just played myself, basically.
Were you kind of like a night auditor, or were you like the
Yes,
desk?
the night
Okay.
auditor.
Yes, that's what.
Which is every job, actually, in the hotel, because generally
Yes.
the only one there.
Yes, I've seen that, and I've seen that in postings, usually in the paper. um, so when you had that experience and you had wrote the book, did you immediately think like this could be a movie, or did you have talks with other people to pursue to make it a movie?
It never occurred to me. I never even thought that I was really going to turn it into a book. I belonged to a writing group in Morgantown at the Barnes and Noble in Morgantown.
Oh, okay.
And I was just doing it as writing exercises for the writing group, just sort of little incidents that had happened I would write about. And all my friends in the writing group, you need to publish this, you need to publish this. And I didn't think, it didn't really follow the format of a novel. And it was kind of short, episodic. I didn't think any publisher would really be interested in it. So I initially had published it on Kindle when Kindle would first started back in like 2011, okay. And Kindle was new and nobody really knew if it was going to do anything. So I published it there mostly just to shut my friends up, like Mark, because everybody was bugging me to publish this. So I published it there, and it actually did pretty well. And then I went to, again, back to Joey and Tanya Medea. They had the New Mystic Center in Fairmont, and they had an open mic night. And I went there and read some excerpts from the hotel book at their open mic night at the New Mystic Center. And that's where I met Gary Vincent of Burning Bulb Publishing. And actually, he published the Hags of Black County first. And then he said, I would really like to publish the desk clerk book, the hotel book. And we would like to do audiobooks. So I narrated the audiobook. And I actually do narration. I narrate all my own books, but I also narrate other books. So I narrate lots of other authors too. But Gary said when he heard the audio, he immediately thought, this could be a movie. Now that I'm hearing it, I think I'd like to see it. And he said, what do you think about turning this in? And we had already done the Uncle John movies. He said, what do you think about turning this into a movie? And I said, sure, let's go for it. So we filmed it in Bridgeport, West Virginia.
Wow, that's very cool. And I'm glad that it was able to be turned into a movie. And I remember hearing about it from Gary. I believe my friend Debbie was a part of it. Do you know Debbie Lawson?
Martin?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, she
Yes.
was. Yes, she was a horrified guest.
Yes.
So was Joey, and Tanya had a great role as the nightmare guest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look. If people are interested in watching it, is it streaming or is it only like DVD or?
You can buy the DVD from Amazon or Burning Bulb, or really anywhere DVDs are sold, or it's streaming on Amazon, Tubi. I think it's a couple other places, but I'm not sure. But I know that it is definitely streaming on Amazon, Tubi. I think that one might actually be available on YouTube. One of the ones you pay for on YouTube, so you might be able to get it there.
All right, so definitely check it out. Good point, Mark. Anyone who's ever worked retail should read Desk Clerk. They'll find it very familiar.
Yeah, pretty much any customer service. In fact, most of the things happened. Everything that happens actually happened.
Oh, wow.
There are a few incidents that didn't happen in the hotel. They happened in other customer service jobs I had, but they could easily just be plugged into the hotel setting because it's kind of all the same. But yeah, everything is true. Everything happened somewhere at some job that I had.
Oh, wow. I bet that makes it quite entertaining for all guests to watch. So, and we can all relate to it too. And those are usually the best movies, is when you can relate to them.
Yes.
So as the year it's kind of getting close to, the end of the year in 2022. Do you have any goals for 2023?
Nothing concrete enough to talk about yet, but I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of things. Definitely.
All right, we'll look forward to them and let me know so we can still post and promote them in the Dan-A-Plooza Facebook page.
Thank you.
Another thing that I wanted to ask you is we just recently finished a holiday, Halloween. Are you a big fan of that holiday, Halloween?
Yes, it's my favorite holiday and has been since I was a little kid.
Aw. It is mine too. Do you have like a favorite Halloween movie or series that you like to watch?
I like a lot of the really old stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid, like the Vincent Price movies and some of the old Hammer films. I think this year we watched The Raven with Vincent Price, and The Mummy. And we also watched the original Fog. I hadn't seen that in a long time. It'd been long enough that I couldn't remember what happened exactly, but I remembered that I loved it, so I knew it was going to be good. That was perfect. I love that when it's been long enough that it can still surprise me, but I know I like it.
Definitely. I immediately think House of Wax. I normally think of House of Wax with Vincent Price, or House on Haunted Hill. Another great film series. Did you ever see the newer movie of The Raven with John Cusack, or do you prefer the one with Vincent Price?
I'm sure I prefer the one with Vincent Price. That sounds familiar. When did it come out?
It came out mid 2000s.
I might have seen it and I can't remember. It's entirely possible. It sounds very familiar, but I don't remember. So maybe I didn't see it, but I'm sure I would like even if it's good, I'm sure I would like the Vincent Price version better, just because you just can't beat Vincent Price.
This is true. He is, I say he's the horror treasure. It's such a classic just to watch him.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, because I lived out here in the sticks and we didn't have a whole lot of TV. It was just a few channels that you could get. And every Sunday they would have movies Sunday morning. And you didn't have much of a choice. And if it was Godzilla or Vincent Price, it was going to be good. Otherwise, I'll just go play in the creek because it's the only thing worth watching.
It's quite the matchup, Godzilla versus Vincent Price. I have money on Vincent Price still.
Well, if it was either of those two, I would watch. Anything else, I'm not going to bother.
I think he's crafty enough to get past Godzilla. That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, I'm a fan of some of the movies that I watched in the 80s. And I think one of my favorites is it's a Halloween and Christmas movie. It's got to be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
I do. I think it holds up very well, and you can watch it. I really feel like you can watch it any time of the year.
Yeah.
So, as far as the films that you have done, are you looking forward to doing any more acting, or
sure.
Are you oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Burning Bulb plans to do more movies. I don't know what all is slated for 2023, but we'll definitely be doing more.
Awesome. Is there like a certain character that you want to play? Like a certain type of character?
I love being the clown. I love clowns, so I love being the clown. I was a clown in a movie called Shriek Show. I had a very small part, but I was a clown in that movie, and that was a lot of fun. I was chasing teenagers through the woods with knives as a clown. That was fun.
There you go. I have heard of that movie. I believe my friend Matt Burns was a part of that. So I'll take a look at that. He's a Comic-Con promoter and everything, but I had heard of it. I think it's got Beverly Randolph in it, and Felissa Rose is in it as well.
Felissa Rose is in it, yes.
Okay.
Beverly, so, sounds, I think I didn't get to meet everybody. I was just like there for one day of filming, but it was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
So Brad Twigg directed it.
Okay, yeah. Is that something that, and that hasn't come out yet? So
no, it is out. It is out.
Oh, it's out. Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where it's streaming. I do believe I saw an update that it was on Tubi now. Okay. I know you can buy DVDs.
So I'll have to look and share that and see where you can put the DVDs, and I'll put in the Dan-A-Plooza Facebook page and also the Tubi link. So we'll go ahead and promote that as well. Now, as far as an author, are you a fan? Do you have a favorite author of books that you like to read?
Probably my favorite author is Robert Heinlein. I'm actually more of a sci-fi than a horror person when it comes to books.
There you go. Is there a certain favorite like sci-fi that you like genre or sci-fi monsters? Is there a specific?
I love monsters. I don't know. I kind of like it all. My favorite story. It's actually a short story, but it's Robert Heinlein, and it's The Unpleasant Profession of Jonathan Hoag. It is the best story ever written. And if you've not read it, read it. Don't read, like the synopsis, just on Wikipedia or whatever. Just go get the story, get the book, read it. It's not very long. It's basically a short story. It's worth it. It's the best story ever written, I think.
We will recommend people to do that amazing read. And like she said, don't skip, read the synopsis, read the book.
Yeah, because it'll spoil it. And it's the kind of thing you really want to just get to the end. You really want to let it unfold.
Definitely.
And keep in mind that it was written in maybe the late 40s, early 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And keeping that in mind makes it even more incredible.
I will definitely look into that. Next question. Are you a fan of Stephen King and his books? And
I liked a lot of his books until I got to the Tommy Knockers.
Yeah.
I threw that book across the room. And then I was afraid I was going to get in trouble because I did it in front of my mother, and she was a school teacher. She did not put up with that sort of things. And she said, "It's okay. I read that book too. I understand." So then I knew.
Oh my.
But yeah,
Definitely.
there were a lot of things that I liked. Yeah, not that one.
I think it's funny because I've read it too, and I don't care for it. And I know that I was watching the other day The Simpsons, and they made fun of Tommy knockers. Like they said, "What horror tragedy are we going to do next?" And it was Tommy knockers, and then everybody laughed and everything, and it was really funny.
Well, I remember we had been looking forward to it because in the beginning there's a thing about, you know, the little rhyme that everywhere across the world that, and I said, my mother was a school teacher, and she says, yeah, I remember, you know, they had a similar rhyme at the, I can't remember how it went now, but I think it was something like 29 robbers knocking on my door instead of Tommy knockers. But it was still the same cadence and the same basic thing. So we thought that was just going to be really cool. You know, everybody's connected to this. And
then you get a couple pages and book done.
I was getting close to the end. I was like, man, this is really involved. How is he going to wrap it up in these few pages?
Yeah, not my favorite. My favorite is Christine. I enjoy the book and the movie. I feel like that is a classic dark tale, and I like how the teenager becomes in love with the car and, you know, like controlled. I feel like it's such a well-told story.
And cars. Who doesn't love cars?
Exactly. So that is definitely enjoyed, and I do like Pet Sematary, but I prefer the book a bit more than the movie.
Usually the book is better. Usually.
Yes. Usually. There'll be some instances, but normally I say that the book is better. So
having written books and done movies, my thing now is how well did they adapt this book to the movie? Because it's not always, they're different mediums, and you can't, you know, the complaints about the movie isn't as good. It's like, well, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it now.
It's like It, you know, if you've read the book It, and I mean that is a good book, but you know, when you look at the movie, I prefer the miniseries because I grew up with the miniseries, and I think Tim Curry's brilliant as Pennywise.
Yes, Tim Curry's always brilliant.
Very, very true. And the newer one, to me, it has its good parts, but to me, I kind of, that iconic laugh that he does and like his delivery and everything like that, I feel like it can't be matched with what today and the technology. Like, I prefer the story and the comedy versus the visual effects of today.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one yet.
Yeah, I've watched it. It's worth a rent, but you know, but definitely I feel like the 90s version is better. That's just my 2 cents on that. But as we wrap things up, anything else you want to say or promote on Dan-A-Plooza?
Just Burning Bulb, all my stuff, all my work is there. There's lots of good things there. Yeah, the Blackwell Mirror is my latest thing, and everything I have is available in print, Kindle, or audiobook. The Blackwell Mirror will be available in audio soon. I'm working on it right now, actually.
All right. So everyone, make sure to check out those books. Make sure to follow her on her Facebook page at Michelle Bowser, the author page, and Desk Clerk. Make sure to check out Shriek Show on Tubi, and check out Desk Clerk, and to check out Midnight as well. So check out all those things. I'd like to thank my guest, Michelle Bowser, for being on Dan-A-Plooza. Everybody stay tuned. Next guest at 9 p.m., acting coach Jeffrey Igman will be on Dan-A-Plooza. You have a good night, everybody.
Good night.